Safety Solutions Academy. You can see back behind me, I've got a smoker going. Yeah, I shot a pig earlier this week with the Desert Tactical Arms Stealth Recon Scout Rifle here in southwestern Florida, I guess is what they call it, and we're cooking that up for our Easter dinner. First of all, I want to say thanks to the folks at Desert Tactical Arms for giving me the chance to do some testing and evaluation on this rifle. It's really an outstanding package, and I've had a heck of a lot of fun. So have a lot of other folks as we've had the time to tinker around with this rifle. Second of all, thanks to the folks at Ross Hammock Ranch. Ross Hammock Ranch put on a fabulous hunt for Safety Solutions Academy. We got on out there, they worked their tails off to get us onto some pigs. We had 30-mile-an-hour winds gusting the day that we went out to hunt, which is definitely not a good situation for pigs, yet they still put us in a place where the pigs came in, and of course the rifle and I were able to do what we needed to do to put that pig on the smoker, so we're looking forward to having some of that a little bit later. I wanted to talk real quickly about some of the assets that this rifle brings to the table that enabled me, a guy that doesn't spend a lot of time pulling a trigger at long distance, to do what it is I needed to do. Now, the pig I shot was at 100 yards, not a long distance by any stretch of the imagination, but literally I felt like with this rifle, with this setup, it was a chip shot. So let's talk a little bit about it. First of all, take a look at the length of this rifle overall. It's right around 32 inches depending on how you have the spacers put into the buttstock. It makes it a very short rifle, very agile. When I took the shot on the pig that I needed to take, we had just climbed down out of the stand for the end of the day. We were finished hunting, it was over, and sure enough, 3 hogs walked in. And at 100 yards, this rifle was incredibly easy for me to maneuver, very easy for me to get down into a prone position and, you know, slap that pig right where I needed to slap it. So the fact that this is a bullpup design, 22-inch 308 barrel, comes all the way back to here, I guess right about here is where it's going to end, really gives you the outstanding ballistics of the 308 in an incredibly short package, and that's one of the reasons why I was able to nab that pig. Pretty impressive. Second of all, as we move back the rifle, I gotta tell you, this trigger right here is amazing. Every single person, including myself, that's shot this rifle has commented on the fact that just about every single shot, when they press the trigger, it's been a surprise break. It's an incredibly crisp, incredibly clean trigger. Now, you can find that in a lot of rifles, but to find it in a full ballistic short package like this is really impressive. So this trigger, really, no doubt about it, helped me to be able to put that pig on the smoker, and I definitely appreciate that. The third thing I want you to take a look at is one of my favorite features of the rifle, and it's the rear monopod. Take a look at this. All I have to do is pull down on this disc in the rear, and a monopod drops out. It goes straight down and supports the rifle at whatever level it needs to be at. I can then fine-tune that by turning this knob, and it's threaded to move up and down. So when it's time to put the crosshairs on something at a distance, this is really an outstanding feature to have. It made sighting the rifle in easy, and it would definitely make taking any kind of a distance shot that we needed to take much easier than without that little adaptation. My testing and evaluation period is not over for this rifle. We're going to get it out and get it out to at least 300 yards when we get back to Ohio. Again, it's a chip shot for this rifle, what it's designed for, but for me as a shooter, it's going to be some pretty good shooting, and I'm excited about doing it. There's no doubt that the Kales scope that Desert Tactical Arms designed the reticle for certainly have helped out with the hunt and with using this rifle. Anytime you put a good quality piece of glass on top, and this is a 6x24 scope with an illuminated reticle, yeah, that came in handy as night was falling on our hunt. Really an outstanding package. Now, there are a couple of things that I'm not super thrilled about when it comes to the rifle, but they're all things that I can certainly live with. First of all, one of the things is the weight. This is a pretty heavy package. I haven't put it on a scale yet, but if I had to carry this thing all day long, it would get a little bit heavy on the shoulder. That could be helped out by doing something with the full rail system. A lot of rifles these days have full rails, top, bottom, and at 90 degrees on each side. I'm not a super fan of the full rails. I would love to see a setup where we were able to put the rails where we needed them. I know that there are guys that need a lot of rails to do what it is that they're doing. I'm not one of those guys. Let's save that weight. Give me a smooth handguard except for the top, and maybe put some short extensions on, and we just bolt those into the handguard. That would be fabulous. I would love that. Second area that I would really like to see some improvement is in the grip here. The pistol grip, let's call it. This thing is enormous. It's huge. I really feel like when I get my hand on this pistol grip, it just doesn't fit. Now, I don't need to have my hand on this pistol grip. I mean, this rifle could be easily shot without a pistol grip if it had an appropriate stock on it, but it is nice. And since there is a pistol grip here, let's bring this pistol grip down to the size of like a normal man's hand. That's something that I'd like to see done. The third thing is the safety, and I'm kind of in an awkward position here. Let me move around a little bit. But you can see that the safety is in between my first and second knuckle on my index finger. So to take this rifle off safe, what I have to do is I have to bring my finger back, press forward, and then bring my finger down to the trigger. I would much rather have this safety out here at the end of my index finger so that I could simply move it, and even if safe and fire were reversed, if fire were moving back, then I could drop straight down to the trigger. But in this situation, I have to actually push forward and then come down to the trigger. It's kind of awkward. The other option would be looking at more of an M4 configuration, putting an ambidextrous safety in this area. That's probably user preference. I'm sure that if I spent more time with this situation, this platform, I would become much more proficient at dealing with that safety, and that's just something that will probably take some time, and I'd probably be very happy with it. Just something to think about. Folks, overall, this is just an outstanding rifle. I made a phone call to Desert Tactical Arms and I said, hey, what is it that I need to do to keep this rifle for a little bit longer? I'm just not done yet. And part of the reason that I feel that way is because it is such a cool rifle. I want to spend more time shooting it. I don't have much more to say about it today. We're going to get it out to the range, get it on some steel at 200, 300, maybe even more than that. We'll see what it is we can make happen. Folks, whatever it is you're shooting, get on out there, get yourself some training. When you do, make sure you keep it simple. Please stay safe, and as always, have a great day.